What's going on, y'all? It is your girl, Amaya Desire. Of course, I have Sherelle and Jamal in the building. What up, y'all?
What's going on?
Hey,
Yo, all right. So this is the pilot episode for Harlem, starring Megan Good and Shorty. What's her name? I forget her name all the time, but Shorty from Empire, right? That played the wife for
the wife.
Terrence Howard.
I want to
So
Gail. It's something with a G, I think.
I think so too. I think so too, but I can't remember. But this episode, I don't know about y'all. It was a lot happening in this episode. I'm gonna just start with the one that got me the most, and I'm gonna just throw it over to Jamal.
Her name is Grace Byers, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Look at you with your quickness. Okay.
the quick Google.
Yes. Okay. Come through Google. Listen. The legs went in the air, and
Yeah.
booty hole was on display. I mean, come on, like I'm stuck. I don't know what to say. What was
So let's stay there. Let's stay there. Do we skip this? Like, because the conversation with the girls, right, was that, well, with one of them, which I believe was Angie.
Angie.
Yes.
Mhm.
She says that that's just all a part of
The wheelhouse.
sex. It's all there. You don't skip it, right? So, do you skip it?
You know, me and the booty hole, we ain't friends like that. You feel me?
That's too
we
funny.
like co-workers. Nah, that's too much. We like associates. You see what I'm saying? For real.
We pass by.
This associate.
We pass by each other in the hallways, right?
First of all, this boy, okay, this young man is in college, which means he is at the most, but like
Malik.
22. So,
He fine as hell, though.
he
You ain't ugly.
the
Mr.
abs,
Malik.
okay. He opened up
Sheesh.
the shirt. He was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Well, hell, I wasn't sure for her, but I'm sure now."
Yeah, he was very, very attractive.
Now that's the only thing that made me be like, "Damn, is it that easy?" Like, I mean, I get it. Is if it was a woman showing, like, revealing, like, her in just a bra and her tits sitting up, perky and everything, a guy would be like, "Shit, yeah." But at the same time, I'm like, I guess because I have such a high esteem and respect for women, I wouldn't think it'd be that easy for y'all to just fold like that.
I wonder who wrote that in there, because on the flip side of that, it's like, okay, we don't want to be we don't want our bodies to be the object of men's desires, right? So we don't. So in a way, we don't. I know men probably don't care, but they don't want to be objectified. Let's put it like that, right? So for me, it's like, for her to have, maybe she ain't had none in a long time. Maybe that's what it is. So maybe it's just like having this little taste of fineness. It's like, okay, damn, yeah, you look good, and I'm tempted and I'm ready. So it depends, I guess. If she ain't had it in a while, it could be just be like, all right, yeah, in this moment. Yeah, she was tempted in the classroom because the boy is fine.
With that touch, I peeped that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you can bring me apples any day.
I'm allergic. I'll pass.
Apples any day. No.
I mean, how are you allergic to apples?
It's the pollen on the tree. If it's cooked, I can eat it, but fresh and raw, it's a no. It's the pollen on the tree.
That's me.
I mean, even after you wash it,
it's because it's not cooked. The pollen is not cooked out of the fruit. So, but that's Sasha.
Okay.
Oh,
teach me something.
So, ooh,
this was a cute show. It's gonna be real cute.
It is very cute. It gave me Sex in the City meets Girlfriends with a touch of Insecure, if that makes it a little bit.
Okay.
And then you gotta now add Run the World because it does give a little
Very,
vibe of
very
that
reminiscent
too.
of the world too.
And we gotta add 20s in there, to be quite
Yeah.
honest. It's a little bit of
Well, hell, we gonna do that. Might as well add Boomerang to it too.
not Boomerang.
All of them, just mix it in.
Boomerang.
But it definitely,
I think it's a good little show.
it's real cute. I think this being the pilot episode, I don't think they did too much. I think they gave us just enough to pique
To
our
continue
interest,
to want more.
then see where it's going to fold out, because you see the characteristics of the shows that we talked about, it reminding us of in each character, but they still had their own flavor to it. Now, to touch back on the initial topic at hand, with
Wow.
the legs up. First of all, it just cracked me up that not only was his legs up, but my man had a smile on his face. Like he was
He
Hello.
was
willing
ready.
and ready for it to happen. But I also think you made a good point about him being in college and being in the age that he is, because there's a generational difference in
Yes.
Absolutely.
sex and foreplay. This is the thing of now. Whereas a woman of her age and her generation, they wasn't doing that, and if they were, it wasn't the norm, and it damn sure wasn't being talked about. But the type of society that we live in now, the climate that we're in now, it's just like, okay, where everybody's trying something new in bed. We're doing this,
Yeah.
that.
Right.
And I just found it absolutely hilarious because I see my female friends in her, and I see that conversation happening. Like, well, bitch, what you do? Did you
I
do
said,
it? I can see
first
that happening.
time? That's what I was thinking in my head. I said, this is the first
Yeah.
time and you got the legs up, son.
Yeah,
What's
he's
happening?
very comfortable. And I
He
mean,
was
at the end of the
very
day,
comfortable.
we just like how we as women, we always talk about like us owning our sexuality and owning our pleasure and not being ashamed of wanting pleasure. Hell, don't be ashamed about you
Doing something.
wanting that, you know?
Right.
If it pleases you and that's what you like, you know, but it was no shame in
At
his
all.
game
Like,
at all.
ease her in, 'cause
He didn't even ease like inch her head, like
thank you. That's what I was going with it. Like, he did, like, it wasn't like she already started like down there, and then he just started like leaning back a little
he
bit.
wanted you to lead.
But you
with
know
this.
what?
Like, no, I want you to start here.
I'm
This is
wondering if that's
foreplay.
how they
This is what
started
makes me happy.
sex. Because I'm like, no, ma'am, it should have been swapped. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been like me first, right? And that's sometimes, not all
Because
the
it takes
time.
us a little bit. It takes a little bit more for us to like, you know, be
Yeah,
ready.
to get the engine rev. So for me, it's like we already know you was hella excited because you already got a crush on her. Basically, she just now
Yeah.
getting there. So to me, it's like, well, damn, like that's how y'all starting off. But like, okay, I mean, all right, we going. We just it was a lot, but
Yeah.
listen, be completely comfortable sexually. Exploration is gonna be your best friend. Even now in our age, we're not telling y'all what our ages are, but we explore. You know what I'm saying? So explore in the younger ages, and you'll be
Oh,
fine.
indeed.
Yeah.
Ah,
So
I agree.
and speaking of sexual. Ty got played. Ty got
Yeah.
played.
Okay. First of all, let's talk about this. Number one,
she got a she put on. She got a her put on her. Pretty much, it sounds like.
she stressed me out. Oh wait. No, I'm sorry. I'm not thinking about Ty. I like Ty. I'm thinking about Quinn.
Quinn.
Oh,
Quinn.
Quinn.
Because you said she got played, so when you said she got played, I immediately went to the bar scene.
Oh, you talking about the bar scene?
Yeah.
No, well, we were talking about sex, girl. So I was like, let me talk about Ty, how she gave an orgasm and didn't get an orgasm, and sis was
Yeah,
mad.
that was trash, man. That was real trash.
I damn it dislocated my.
But she gonna say, "I got a meeting."
She said, "I told you I had a conference call."
Yeah,
ma'am.
So you planned. So homegirl planned her orgasm, pretty much.
She did.
She really planned that.
But you know what I think is funny though is that it also kind of touches on the stigma that lesbian couples, or like despite which way they are better at giving head, because apparently Todd was biting and or doing some
She
other stuff she
rough.
wasn't supposed to be doing back there. She was rough. You know what I mean? So I thought
She
that
was
was
like
very
a feather, like a feather, like a
I thought that
feather.
that was interesting because I was like, oh, so she don't know, she don't really know what she's doing. Maybe that's why she's only having these little, these one night
And then
flights
too,
with
you have
these
to
women.
understand too, like everybody's different. Like everybody's body is different. So what you
That's true.
think you really don't know because you haven't
Mm-hmm.
experienced my body. Like what I
Mhm.
like is different from what you feel like you're skilled in. So
Right.
you can't come in here all aggressive. And then she might have thought she could be more aggressive with her because she was a more
She was
dominant female.
Right.
She was,
Yeah.
Mhm.
masculine, but this is the key importance of being like comfortable with sexuality because you have to be able to communicate what you like
Exactly.
because
Right.
people just going in there thinking that this is I'm the cat's meow and this is my area, like I know what I'm doing, and you don't have a
Right.
clue.
At all. At
So
all. That
I'm really glad that she actually used that moment to actually teach her, like, or
Yeah.
tell her what I like, because this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna how I'm gonna come off. I can't come off like that, like nah.
Yeah.
let
I
me
definitely
but
agree.
let me ask you this though, because it makes me ponder the question. Do you all, and I'm speaking to you two, do you all have that conversation with the person that you're entertaining for the moment, a potential, um prior to sex, like this is how I like things done? Because this was only their second date. So it's just like
Mm.
you jumped into it, you dove in literally head first, and you did not know how deep the waters were,
I hate you.
what you were getting yourself into. And
Yeah.
now she wants you to do the breaststroke, and you're over here off of a freestyle. This is not what I want. Like you
Yeah.
just exploring this. So
Right.
it makes me wonder, because this is women. I can't put my point of view on it because I can't speak from a woman's point of view. But is this
Right.
Yeah.
something that you all discuss with men, and also because you all are heterosexual and this was a lesbian couple, is that something that you all discuss before actually getting into sex?
No.
Yeah, no, most of the time it's a learning
We're in the
experience, but
moment.
that's
Yeah.
it's a good question to ask the viewers as well because I feel like we will get everybody on the spectrum, whether or not
Hmm.
that's a conversation, but I think we don't talk about sex period before we even engage in it. Most of the time it's like we're just learning on the fly. So like that person has a
Hmm.
conversation either during or after and then it's like, especially if you really like the person, you're more willing to have the conversation versus if you're just kind of in it for the moment situation, you probably won't. But I really do think that having a sex conversation is important because there are a lot of men who think like they the bomb at eating it, and you be like, you some trash for real. But you don't tell them that,
They
so they
be
go to
too
the next
real.
person thinking that they're good. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
vice versa. There's some women who are super. I've had guys tell me like, "Man, I thought you was about to yank it off," and I'm like, "You didn't tell them?" He's like, "No," I'm like,
They
No,
don't communicate either. Yeah.
that
"No."
might be a woman thing too. Or I don't know, because I don't care if it's a for the moment or if I really like something. No, this is what I want. This is what
So do you have the conversation beforehand?
most definitely,
Oh,
because
okay.
that then furthers my intrigueness if I'm even going to pursue the act,
Nice.
because
Nice.
Gotcha.
I need to
Taking
know.
notes.
I'm not trying to spill all my business out there, and I don't want the world thinking that I'm an nymphomaniac or I'm this, whatever. However, I do have a standard, and I know what I like, and I
That's a good thing.
and I think, and see, this is it kind of I'm willing this all together back to the sexual freeness of the man having when he threw his legs up like the field goal.
Hmm.
Um, this is the thing that men are now learning their agency with being able to express themselves verbally, sexually on what they like, what they don't like.
Mhm.
That because it has been such a muted conversation on a
Right.
man's end, that now it's more common. Well, I don't know about heterosexual men. I can only speak from a gay man's point of view. And this man here, I'm like, nah, we not doing that. I need
Yeah,
to
it's a
know.
conversation.
I
Mhm.
Yeah.
need to know what I'm getting myself into before I get myself into something that I may or may not like.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So sticking with the Todd character, right? What did we think about her opening scene? Her, fuck you to Rick because the $750,000 valuation for her Q, which is a Q app, queer dating app. Like she went in, and I'm wondering how realistic that scene was, or do we feel like it was too over dramatized?
It was very much over dramatized.
That part I did think was over dramatized. Like
It
you,
was because let's be clear, we're women, we're black women, and we want a white man to pay for our mobile app. We're not going that hard. I mean, there's a nice way that we will probably decline the offer, but the way that
Right.
she declined the offer is very much overly done, and it's very dramatic, and it was a reach. So
exactly.
yeah, it was definitely a reach, and that wouldn't happen in real life.
Like all that cursing. My mother always said you should always be able to speak, even if you're in a disagreement, and you can cut somebody out without saying cuss words. She's
Yeah.
very good at that.
And there's a way, like I said, there's just like a professional way to say no. That doesn't work for me without, because number one, you don't ever want to burn your bridges when it comes to business.
It's
So for me, that would have been the bridge burn. But then I also kind of like see why they did it, because it was like, okay, they didn't even realize that she was
the
The
essentially
ball.
the
owner.
boss
Yeah,
or
the
the
owner.
owner or the person who was pitching the person. They didn't think that the person that was pitching the app was actually the person who
The
created the app.
Right. Yeah,
So I
exactly.
mean, I like that we got this kind of see like that piece of it too, because again, it's a man's world, right?
Right.
And as women and being like entrepreneurs, it's like, you know,
Yeah,
I really,
we're still working to get our respect, and we're still working to get on that level of like equality in a sense.
I
exactly.
really enjoyed that part of it because it's like, oh, you're going to ask my assistant. Oh, you didn't know
Yeah,
Right.
I was my assistant. It's because you
yeah,
didn't think that I was worthy enough of being the boss, being the creator, and you are now. It's like he almost tried to son her.
Right,
Like,
right.
yes, of course, yeah.
but what do you think? He don't have no opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't have to play, right?
right. And then
Yeah.
that whole Your Highness situation, I'm like, okay, now wait a minute.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like
no, it was definitely a bit much. I think it was very,
yeah.
very extra, but
With the
okay.
bow, like,
I feel like
okay,
she's a bit of a drama queen.
I digress.
right.
Yeah,
But
It
I
was a
think she's
bit much.
a little bit of a drama queen, even you know what I
mhm,
mean? Like and likes the attention type of
Yeah.
personality I'm getting from her. So I think it's interesting the dynamic how she plays into the group and how who they
Hmm.
all are, quite frankly, which is a very interesting bunch to say the least. My next
Very
interesting
interesting.
character is Angie. And I wrote down when I was taking my notes, I was like loud, rowdy, jobless, right? like what's going on, sis? I
It
mean, talk to
says
us. What do you think about
she
that
had she
about
got her
her?
last she got her last offer, or her last deal offered to her 4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
Bless her heart.
you know what? I
Said, bless
just
her.
I think she reminded me of the Lynn character from Girlfriends. That's where I
Mm-hmm.
really picked up on.
Yes. The
Like,
free spirit.
but the one thing I did like was, even though she had somewhat of an aloof and boisterous personality at the same time, she was still eloquent and intelligent in what she was
Mm-hmm.
speaking on. And I did value that. And then she made a lot of, she's that, how can I put this? I see a lot of myself in Angie because, like,
Mm-hmm.
I hate for it to be so tense and so serious. And I'm
Right.
Yeah.
always that friend that's like, I may or may not say an inappropriate thing or have an inappropriate comeback, when things are getting a little extreme. But I think every friendship has that, or if
Hmm.
they don't, they definitely need it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
she just needs to find herself. But I did like the point that she made when her and, I'm just going
Quinn.
to call her Grace right now because I can't remember.
Her name
Oh,
Quinn.
Gwen.
Okay, I see. That's the thing. You saying Quinn, mine saying Gwen. I don't. All I heard
It's
was
Quinn. It's Q.
okay.
Quinn.
Oh, it's
N.
Quinn. Oh,
Quinn.
child, I
Yeah.
heard Gwen, but
So
okay.
I do like what is in my eye? I do like the point that she made when her and Quinn were getting into it, where she was saying about how, singing at the church and in front of drunk people and, people that are not even
Taurus.
tourists and not even paying her
Right.
attention is not going to feed her drive to want to get back to singing. That's saying that she has a purpose and she knows her worth. And even if it's just a flyby open mic night at your local,
Right. It's still something that she's gonna
Mhm.
do.
something that has substance versus just something to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I did
But
like,
can you be picky when you don't have a job?
Right.
you keep, but so let me ask you this. You don't have a job, but just because you are looking for work does not narrow down your skill set and your worth of what you're willing to take. I
I
get
think
where you why you pose it that way, because like, bitch need a job, she need a job. You need to take whatever job.
right. Right.
But at
Right.
the
Right.
same time, it's just like, okay, I know I need a job, but I know I'm better than this.
Sherelle says she wants you off of Quinn's couch, is what she's saying. She said you're in your friend's
Well,
face
I
too
mean,
long.
technically,
That's what I've
Quinn
that's
ain't
where I'm
paying
coming
no bills
from.
either, so we might as well be living together. Ain't paying a damn bill, so
And that is
like
of the
doesn't
point,
matter.
because we saw Quinn pitching an idea of a clothing line. That
Hmm.
does not
No,
mean
she
she's
said
employed.
She said she has a business, right?
yeah, she said this is my idea for the next dress.
Yeah.
Remember?
So
So
she
she's
has a
already
line,
she
but
has her line.
she also comes from a rich family.
Right. She got
Right,
the
and that's,
trust fund.
but see, that speaks to my point, because yeah, she might have a line, but that doesn't mean that line is successful. I mean, look
This
at it.
is true.
Angie didn't even know she had on her own, that Quinn was wearing her own line. And she called
This
her
is
TJ Maxx, Olivia Pope. I lost it, y'all.
that was a good one. That really
that was
was.
good.
Quinn
Yeah.
was
Listen,
proper analysis, if I do say so myself.
it absolutely was. It absolutely was for
I mean,
sure.
from the
That's
swing
funny.
to the bar,
Yes.
everything.
Yes, it was. I mean, I like Angie. I think I want to see her character develop more. Of course, it's
Definitely
the
need
first
to see her.
episode, so I want to see more depth to her. I feel like as somebody who has similar friends, it's kind of tricky because you're wondering if they're keeping it lighthearted, um, like genuinely, or if that's a mask for other things that's going on with them. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you have
Yeah.
to like distinguish the two. But I think absolutely chasing your dream is going to be it's always going to be a hard choice, but when you're passionate about it and you know that's your calling, like you said, Jamal, then you're gonna always push for that 110%. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I like her. I think that she's gonna be a very interesting character, to say the least, for the whole entire season. So I'm interested to see how it will develop. So while we're talking about her, let's go on and talk about Quinn. um I am
She's slow.
sis is slow. So, I mean,
She real slow.
She's a
Long
Yeah.
Sherman.
Island.
She's
She's a
probably very
Sherman.
smart, but she is not common sense or street smart
At
at
10
all.
all.
p.m., 11 p.m., Long Island on a train, ma'am. You are
Ma'am.
Leaving your
crazy.
purse with a man you
They're gonna say,
While
watch
he
her
looking at the
purse.
other girl, wow.
see, but that spoke to that. See, that right there is, oh God, it's so many things
How she was
I watched.
raised.
It's not even so much as that. It's just, so I don't know if y'all watch Housewives. I don't know if y'all watched Potomac's reunion last year.
No, not Potomac, Atlanta.
Uh,
Sometimes.
so
I watched Baton, but I didn't watch their reunion.
so the girl Wendy said Giselle suffers from pretty girl complex.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I did see that.
Oh
You're
yeah.
That right there, that scene in the bar or the club, that was the perfect example, because it's
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
okay, she's feeling intimidated, insecure, because she sees a guy smiling at this chick from across the room. So let me leave my purse here to let her know I'm here,
I'm
and
here.
we're here together.
Sis,
So he's going to wait for me to come back. And it's like,
what?
sis, this is,
A
what are you
club.
doing? This is a man you don't know, and you're
You
leaving,
don't know him.
Yeah.
and you
First
see,
of all, you're in Long Island.
I
Long
was like,
Island.
what?
He don't look interested. He's looking
At
at
all.
another woman. You should have said, you know what, on second thought, I'm leaving. The idea that you didn't even like this man, right? Because it's very obvious. You don't like him, you're not interested. But it's like you said, Jamal, very straight up the pretty girl compass, because she wants to know, like, I got it. Like, this girl over here, she ain't it. Like, what you interested in her? Your purse. And not the man telling her that she about to go do her next hit of cocaine or heroin, whatever he
Yeah,
said.
that was funny. But
He
no, the
said,
crazy thing is he took the lady's purse and still left her the damn
The
tag.
bill, yo.
yeah, what? How that work? I said, no,
That
he
part
didn't.
had me like, shit.
No,
Like,
he
damn,
didn't.
he carried it.
Shout out to her Sex in the City Carrie apartment, though. I ain't gonna lie. I think
Hey, that thing fly.
I
It's
was
a little too
thinking
pink
that.
for
I
me, but it's
said,
real
it
cute.
was definitely
Yeah.
too pink, girl. Definitely.
Real cute,
Everything
girl.
pink, the
Everything.
door pink, the whole ceiling.
The
in the mall.
wallpaper.
No,
Did y'all
man.
notice
The
the
sofa.
entire episode, everything she wore was pink?
Was it?
Damn, you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Everything,
Different shades of pink.
like, shit, I got
It
on.
was,
I feel some type of way. Damn.
it was given 50 Shades of Pink today.
It really was.
Damn. Yeah, you're right.
Listen,
That was a lot of damn pink.
it
Like,
was.
Wow.
had a
It-
whole party over her.
It was
heart. And I don't understand why. Like, I love blue. Blue's my shit. But nigga, no. I need some contrast. Something.
And look, it's me with gray, but come on now.
Listen.
You know me and you are there with the neutrals. I tell you all the time. Like,
it was overkill.
It was overkill.
It was too, you know, and I understand a lot of women like, oh no, I own my femininity and I shouldn't be ashamed of it. But sis,
yeah, but still,
it's tacky.
Yeah, it was tacky.
Thank you.
It
also makes me think like she's living in Barbie's dream house, and I want her to grow up.
Oh, that's actually.
Well, let's talk about that. About the growing up, because what we're seeing here is we're seeing like a lot of these women like kind of like walking in their purpose in a sense, but at the same time they're still navigating something.
Right,
so
they're lacking something.
Like they know what their purpose is, but they're lacking like, I guess, like opportunities. They're lacking like connections or something to get them what they actually want. And I like seeing that they know what their desires are, right? Mm-hmm. But how can we get to where we need to be? Because even like with the main character, which is Camille, we see her struggling with trying to get her a permanent position at the university, or her dream, her dream position at Columbia University.
Right.
So, you see all of these like you see them navigating. Like, so we have Tal, who's working on, her app, and everybody's working on something. And I guess we'll see that character development throughout the season of like how they get to like their next steps. And funny thing is, they're all single.
Right.
As a dollar bill.
Yeah.
As a whole dollar bill.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because because we haven't touched on Camille. So Camille is obviously, she's an adjunct professor. And it looked like she was, I believe, like modern, if I remember correctly, it's modern love, sex, and something else was her topic, right? Or her class where she's teaching. And then she goes and she tells the professor how she got an offer in Kansas, right? And it's an amazing offer. But of course, she's like, well, it better be amazing because it's goddamn Kansas and ain't shit to do in Kansas, So, but she's like, well, right. She said, I wanted to surprise you, but as soon as the budget comes through, we're gonna make you full time. Now, my prediction for that, I don't know if that budget finna come through. It's just something that doesn't make me feel like she's got this in the bag. I feel like she does absolutely want to give her the position. I just don't think that the money is gonna come through. And so I think that just in her trying to navigate her career. Right, she hasn't dated since she decided to jump in because he wanted to be a chef. She sees him on the block, decides that she wants to hide and run from him, basically, but then runs into him at the bar and as we see in the ending of the episode, she's going in to touch him. So, what do we think that Camille is like? I'm gonna say the typical, right? Because it's not typical, but it's something we see a lot of, which is Black women in particular who are choosing their career right? And saying that if the man doesn't align, then, hey, you can get going. But then thinking like, shit, did I make a mistake? Because now my career is good and I'm kind of not where I want to be relationship wise. So I'm wondering what the dynamic is going to be for her character, because we didn't see much about her character in particular like we saw for the others. So I think they're
Yeah.
kind of holding back a little bit to give us, to kind of like say, hey, this is just a little sprinkle of what Camille is going to be. But what do you think about that, Jamal? Like her character to you overall?
You said something that posed a question in my head when you said, about how Black women waiting until their career is good, and how that's what she wanted to do. But as we clearly see in the beginning of it,
He
technically
left her.
her career ain't good because she does not have that tenure at
Mm-hmm.
Columbia that she feels she's deserving of. And not to say she's not, but she doesn't have it. So it's like, in a sense, I feel as though she sacrificed love in hopes of um, success in the workplace. And
Mm-hmm.
that I think Camille's a very cerebral person, and I think her being in her head so much is going to be to her detriment. And it's like I feel like she's
She questions everything.
she pressures it, but she's also looking for validation. But she doesn't
No,
want
that's what I'm saying. She questions everything.
she does question it, but that's why I say she's looking for validation, because it's like she's looking for it, but she doesn't want to ask. She's making
Right.
because when they were at the movie theater, she was saying these things out loud, and she's like, and you heard Angie was like, I thought this was changing the
The
subject.
subject,
So
right?
it said
Yeah.
something about him. So it's like she's still. I got some hope for her, but I think she's going to do good in one avenue of her life. But I think she's going to get in her own way with another, because I
Mm,
think she's going to put her foot in her mouth, trying to play things cool or trying to um, demand something where it's like, okay, you want this, but you want me to break, but you're not even bending. I see that being her type of personality.
Well, what I
okay.
gather from her situation is that he left her to pursue his career. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
Because
she
he
said that it
left,
was her. She said it was her choice to end things with him. So that was the
but he was
conversation.
leaving though. He was going to start his career as a chef.
But I think she might have been
She might have broken up with him
I think he might
so
have given
that
her
he
the option
can.
to come with her, and she gave it a no.
Yeah, so we need to
We
get
need to
some
see more of that
Need a
yeah,
storyline.
backstory.
yeah, definitely some backstory, because what I'm seeing is like him getting in the cab and rolling out and telling her to take care.
Right.
But that's
Yeah.
because
No.
but I think that's because she did. I really think he wanted her to go with him, and she chose not to because she wanted
Right.
to put herself first. And I think he was truly saddened, and that's why he was like, "Take care of yourself," because he's like, "You,
He hurting too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's love. Ooh, Jesus, love will have you getting
yeah.
this, and love will have
Child,
you."
Love is special.
love will have you having pre-ordering bottles of wine to get delivered to the
I
house
just don't
every
think that it has to
Saturday
be
at
as
7 p.m.
complicated as it does, as it
It
is
doesn't
in
have
most
to.
cases. Yeah,
It
It
doesn't
but
doesn't
have
have
to.
to be, but real life it is though. How many
yeah.
times have you avoided a situation because somebody you might have talked to or even dated might be in that space that you're going to be in,
Oh,
and
I'm going, especially if it's
Yeah.
that's why we
She
did,
said, "I'm going," especially if
because
it's
don't
food,
let
and
me
even,
baby.
and even if you
or
introduce me
I
to that place,
cannot.
I'm still going to run the block on it because
or
I'm
we're
going
going to
back.
do things,
Oh
or
my
I'm stepping
goodness.
out in my finest, like
Just in
saying,
case I
hey
see
y'all,
you.
looking around like who all here?
I
That's me.
cannot. Y'all too much.
I don't want to
Y'all
avoid nowhere if there's food there. I'm sorry, but
listen. Food is definitely
It's a
that's
love language.
it
it,
is facts. Facts feed me. I'm a Taurus, so you already know. Let's not play no games. You coming with food?
it's the way to my heart.
It
All
really
is
is.
forgiven. Thank you.
I mean, you know they say the food, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Now I've
Yes.
got much stomach. I need some heart.
Not much. I'm done with you. You know what? We're gonna wrap this up. Guys, we cannot wait for you all to see Harlem.
Yeah.
Obviously it's gonna be on Amazon Prime. And you can catch it December 3rd. And I think that they might do Amazon Prime is pretty much like a 5 episode release type of thing, but we'll figure out. We'll let you know. But
Yeah.
absolutely can't wait. You can catch a share every week talking about it. And until next time, we'll see y'all later. Peace.
Bye.